We finally invested in the good gloves.
We got the big baller gloves now, big money.
You know, no expense paid or no expense spared, you know, for quality equipment from Harbor Freight. We'll see if they last.
Alright, what's up guys? We're back.
Back together.
Finally.
It's been like 2 months.
Things have been a little bit crazy, and it's made it a little bit hard for us to get together and actually do any work. And
obviously, with social distancing and the virus, so I'm not sure we can mention the virus.
you're not, well, you can't actually say the C word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, with any virus that somebody possibly had during this time. So, just to be on the safe side, we've been spending our time apart and working on our individual cars. As you've seen, I've got a few different updates that I've been posting throughout the last couple months.
Yeah, so Carter's filmed a couple of clips. I'll go ahead and put those in.
But, yeah, back together and finally going to get a lot of the core work done here. So, if you heard me in my last clips there, I was talking about working on the timing. So, doing the timing job on the Z. We've got it all on our way to being apart right now. A lot of the parts that I took off, I ended up taking to the powder coater, because why not make it all pretty when it all goes back together? So that includes the timing covers here, the thermostat, the outer thermostat housing, the exhaust shields, if you want to bring it over here, to cover up those ugly pipes there, manifolds and the crossover pipe, as well as the charge pipe coming off the turbo going into the intake. So all that's going to be a nice wrinkle black. We'll get it back, so when it all comes back together, it's going to look real nice.
As you can see, the valve covers have been powder coated gold, and they look super dope.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I can't wait to get the top plate on so they can all see it.
Yeah.
Turbo 3000. So yeah, so at the point in the timing job where I've gotten the cylinder head temperature sensor out, so I'm going to be replacing that as well as the sub harness. It's kind of a big pain in the ass to get to. The CHTS sits behind this this little back plate there for the timing cover. So yeah, so I'm going to get that in, and we're going to be doing a little bit more cleaning up in this area. As you can see, it is not very pretty up in here. So we've got some gunk wipes, as you've seen I've been working with over the past few clips, and takes a brake clean to it to really get it cleaned up. And then we'll be putting the water pump back on. And then we're going to look at taking off the timing belt. So going to be replacing cam seals as well during this, and of course the new sprocket, new tensioner, all the normal timing belt goodies. So it's a little sketchy, so we'll take our time, make sure we do it right, and keep you updated on the process.
It's really hot. Let's get to work.
What's going on, everybody? So it's about day 15 of self-isolation during all this coronavirus craziness. Hopefully you're all staying safe and healthy for yourself and your families. So we're all going to get through this together. You know, we just got to make the best of the situation and make the best choices for our community and our society as a whole. So I've been staying put. I've been doing a lot of sim racing, playing a lot of music and everything, but I think it's finally time to get back working on the Z. So we really haven't gotten a lot of work done. I haven't seen Justin. He did come over briefly the other day to pick up his welder, but other than that, we've just been mainly talking on Discord, so I haven't had a lot of time together to get any content really filmed. But I have been doing a little bit of work just to mainly clean up the engine bay here in the Z, as well as trying to get some other stuff prepped in order to put the valve covers back on. So one of the things I'm going to be doing today is finishing up the water line relocation, basically, because in the last video we saw that we deleted the water cock basically and removed all the heater core related nonsense, as well as rerouted another line. So I got a new piece of hose, because let me flip the camera around here so you guys can see. Here in this area, this hose right here, I don't know if you can really see it, but basically I had put this hose on, but it ends up kinking, so I unfortunately cut it too short, so I had to get a new length of hose. So I got that from Advanced Auto Parts today. I'm going to be throwing that hose on to complete the water line relocations, basically. I'm also going to be trying to simplify my vacuum. This engine just has so much vacuum related nonsense, so thinking while I'm going at it, I'm going to go ahead and remove the vacuum pump here, as well as the evap canister. So just a bunch of unnecessary stuff, just simplify the engine bay because it's messy enough as it is, so might as well try to clean it up some. So I'm gonna be working on that today. I've also been using some of these great gunk wipes here just to try to clean up the paint and everything in the engine bay, and it's actually brought a lot of it back to life. It's looking a lot better than it did before. There's even like an actual number plate back here that I'd never seen before. So it's kind of nice to see all this stuff revive back to life. It's not working magic, of course, but everything is looking a lot better. So I'm gonna get working on that today and hopefully get the valve covers and the intake back on as well. So we'll keep you guys updated. What's going on, y'all? It's another weekend here, another beautiful Saturday in isolation where I'm finally getting some more work done on the Z. So the last time we talked, I was deleting some vacuum lines and rerouting some water lines to get them, you know, to bypass the heater core and just get everything running through the block. So I have accomplished that, as well as getting the vacuum lines out. But more importantly, I got the valve covers back on. And aren't they gorgeous? Oh man, they are everything I was hoping for. We've got a nice gold theme going on in the car here, you know, gold wheels. It's got some cool original gold striping here. So I just really wanted to continue on with that theme. But they came out fantastic. The local shop did it, and my plenum cover, which I'll show you guys once I get the plenum back on. But some good progress today. I finished the spark plug change as well as getting obviously the valve covers back on. As I said, I rerouted this water line here. So it just runs back to the block. It's a little long, but I cut this hose short too many times and I wasn't risking it this time. And then there's also a vacuum canister that existed here. Kind of took up the space above the evap canister. Still have to decide what I'm doing with that. I'm doing a little bit more research about how to vent it properly. I need to get some more vacuum lines to be able to do that. But it's kind of hard to tell. There were a ton of vacuum lines running from the canister back to the firewall and everything here. So those are now on the ground over here. See ya. Making everything a little bit more efficient. Just trying to get the engine bay a little bit cleaner. So, well, I'll be moving on to the intake plenum next. I'm doing a little bit more cleaning with these great different gunk products here. And, yeah, just trying to make this engine as presentable as possible because I've never really gotten to be proud of it. So I can't wait to go to a meet and be willing to pop the hood. But we'll keep you guys updated. Take it easy. Oh, what's going on, y'all? Good morning. It's a kind of foggy, dreary Sunday, but it's actually kind of nice. We might actually get some rain to finally settle this pollen down. It's been murdering everybody here, at least in the Tampa, Florida area. So hopefully it starts raining, though it's not ideal when working on a car, but I got a nice protected garage here. So picking up back on the Z again today. Trying to do a little bit more vacuum line deleting just to really simplify the engine and be able to trace down boost and vacuum leaks a little bit easier. So I've been working on removing the evap canister, which lives right down here. Yeah, this piece right here. So I've already disconnected the hard lines that ran across the front of the engine. Nice ugly piece here. It's at behind the distributor. Pain in the butt to try to deal with. So there's a few different vacuum lines I gotta delete there. I'll run it over to the boost sensor and I gotta reroute some stuff for the FPR there. So I'm gonna be working on that, and there's a couple other water lines I determined that I'm gonna try to merge here together. So we got one that used to attach to the plenum, basically. I'll show you. My plenum I've been working on. Got the spacer, working on installing that. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt to try to get to this here. So just fell out, but yeah, so we had a water line that came up from the block here and then back through a hard line on the back side of the engine. So I'm just going to merge those two together with a new line, and I think it's a vacuum line here I'm going to try to replace because I've got a ton of 3/4 hose now, so tiny little pieces. So I'm going to get that done, and then I'll be working on installing the intake plenum again. So keep you guys updated as I move along. All right, canister is out. That didn't take very long. Just had to get to some difficult hose clamps. I did find like a random vacuum line that seems to be pulled out from it, so I got to trace this back and get it out of here. But yeah, along with that, we got another vacuum line that kind of runs back here down over to the actual intake here. So I'm gonna need to cap that off right here and remove that hose. So that's what I'll be working on next. Oh, what's going on, y'all? Oh, you don't need to be blinded by that. That's better. All right, so naturally, I'm diving into a bigger project than I had initially planned. I've been chasing a coolant leak for a while, and I'm pretty sure it's from the water pump, and it's just been going steadily worse, or been getting steadily worse over time, and just leaking as the car's been sitting, and then after not being run for a while, the seal is just failing even more and more. So it's leaking pretty much every time I'm running the engine. So I decided to go ahead and jack up the car so I can drain the coolant. And then I'm going to remove the front timing cover, and I'll get to check the condition of the timing belt. So we'll see if I get to launch into an even bigger job. Regardless, I got to do the water pump before it's roadworthy again. So diving into that, I got a few more vacuum lines out. As you can see, the canister is now gone there, as well as the associated line running back to the intake. That's now capped off. That little cap there. So making a lot of progress getting the engine bay cleaned up. Pretty excited about that. Need to run to Advanced Auto Parts or do some sort of Amazon order to get some new vacuum line to reroute the FPR. But other than that, that's about one of the few things I'm going to have to retain. So yeah, let's get to it. Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's a random Tuesday night here in quarantine. Finally getting back to work on the Z. When you last saw it, I was actually taking apart the front of the engine here, so I'm decided to bust into doing the timing job. So I got the upper timing cover off, and I'll be working on disassembling. I need to get the rest of the engine, front of the engine, kind of disassembled. So I'll be working on taking off the crank pulley right now. I just got the alternator belt and water pump belt off. Yeah, so I'll be working on removing that pulley and the harmonic balancer, and then I'll start removing the water pump. So just want to keep you guys updated as I go along, and update you in a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, so before I'm installing the new cylinder head temperature sensor, I'm going to wrap the threads in Teflon tape just to make it easier to take out and get a little bit of better seal since it's a little touching water, right? So. Voila!
There you go.
Nice sealed threads. So the cylinder head temperature sensor threads in behind the back plate of the timing cover here. So it's kind of a pain in the ass to get it to torque down and to get out, but we're working on it. So, prepare for when you put the belt back on, like for either some other purposes.
All right, so we couldn't get the CHTS in.
Nope.
There's not enough room. So we're gonna go ahead with the timing service and see if it's a little bit easier once the cam gears are off. So we've got it to TDC, and now we are just marking the cam gears, and we're gonna pull the belt off. Is there anything you'd like to say, Carter?
Nope, just making a line.
Just making a line.
Not the best line in the world, but this is the old belt. It's just for reference.
You got this, Carter. He's them big boy muscles. Is that your shoulder?
What?
Did your shoulder just pop?
It might have.
Boom. And she's off.
That's a timing belt.
Look at that.
Woo! Thanks for never breaking. A cam gear for you? Ooh.
L3. Why is left on the right? The world may never know.
Driver's side, I guess.
Maybe.
There we go. Didn't even need a puller.
Alright.
Definitely need a puller for this pocket.
Yeah. Do you have a puller?
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of pullers.
Sweet. Dos.
Thank you.
And the last one. All right.
Nice.
Should be much easier to get to that CHTS now. Ooh, look at this fancy new hardware. Yeah. This is what YouTube really wants to see.
Yep. So, as Justin said, I was trying to tackle an old nemesis of a bolt that I have now rounded to hell. So that's not coming off an easy way, but we're thinking about just continuing to cut the AC bracket like we've been doing over the series of videos.
If you watch our channel a lot, we use the angle grinder a lot.
I love the angle grinder. It's the best. So I really want to cut it up to this point, basically. It looks like I need to retain it to some degree, so that's where one of my timing cover bolts go into, but I was just basically going to cut it back, and then we've removed all of the you know, kind of the part of the bracket that's really in the way of my valve covers and stuff. So we decided we probably need to remove the MAF and the intake pipe leading into the turbo, and started playing around with it, and it has a tremendous amount of play. Like, I'm sliding it off of the intake of the turbo there.
That is not.
That was without me loosening anything other than just the bolt up here. So it definitely is not clamped down to some degree, and wondering that could have been contributing to some of my boost leak problems. What do you think, Justin?
Yeah, I think that would do it.
Yeah. So may also be the reason why this side of the engine gets so dirty.
It also could be the reason why it runs so damn rich. It's not getting enough air in there.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is it's downstream from the MAF.
Yep.
So yeah, so we're gonna remove this pipe so I can cut that out, and we'll tackle that as we go.
All right. Sounds
Finding
good.
all sorts of fun things as we tear the car more apart. I attempt to get it back together. So.
I love taking things apart.
Onwards and upwards.
All right.
This came off way too easy. Well, I mean, the MAF was a pain in the ass to get off, but the actual pipe came off with zero releasing of this clamp here.
Little baby turbo.
Did not have to release that at all. It just came right off.
That sounds like a problem.
Yep.
Hey, you can tick for play in your shaft. You know, you want to play with your shaft?
Maybe later. Well, now we can finally cut the majority of this back bracket off. So.
Yay.
Do gotta figure out where this vacuum line is going.
Start it from that angle. Yeah, just start that way.
Honestly, just gonna take it probably right above that. Basically.
Yeah, I mean, even as you get through here, that's probably the best angle because you can just come on the side of the angle grinder and come this way. We just want to make sure there's nothing under there that you need to be concerned about cutting, right? I mean,
it doesn't look like. Honestly, probably my easiest way to get this cut is to go through here, because if I go right at the bottom of that circle right there,
yeah,
it still won't be intrusive for.
Yeah, it looks like you've got a little bit of space before you hit the manifold, so you just got to be careful once you get towards the end here. But you should be fine. I mean, I can put my finger in there, so as long as you're careful.
That's how I'm gonna aim.
All right.
Sound good?
So this will be the third time that we've tried to cut this out.
Low. Really? All right, you ready?
Let's do it. Boom!
Mother.
Hell yeah.
And we didn't hit anything.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
the ring method. It worked.
That's right.
Now you can see that goddamn bolt. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh no.
No, it's over there.
Somewhere.
But it's okay. It's gone now. Well, what's going on, y'all? Just wanted to give you a quick update on the Z. So as you know, I've been working on the timing job. And it's taking a little bit of time to collect the right parts and just to get the motivation to get it done. But we got some other goodies coming for the car that are getting exciting. So got to get the important labor done though. So I've been working steadily to get this done. We tore down the entire front of the engine. Got the back timing cover off to make the cylinder head temperature sensor a lot easier to replace. So although I put the back plate back on, you can see this little yellow, the little yellow sensor back there. That was way easier to replace, and I replaced the sub harness here as well. It connects up back near the injectors. So I've got the new cam seals in. left side, right side. So I'm about to put the cam gears back on. Got the old tensioner stud out, the new tensioner on. It's not quite. I need a spring washer to be able to mount it correctly because my original one's pretty old at this point. So just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and go to Ace and pick up a new one of those. I've been working on trying to get this crank sprocket out. This thing is a big old pain in the butt. So I finally got the right tap and drill bit size to be able to actually tap what I need to into there. So I'm going to be working on that next. I'll replace the crank sprocket, and after that we can start getting it back in time, get the timing belt back on it. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted from there. Excited for what's coming. Hey everybody, it's a beautiful Thursday evening here, and we're about to enter like a week and a half straight of rain. So it's gonna be real fun working on the cars this weekend. Luckily, when we're at my house, we can kind of escape into my house, but to get away from the rain, get in the AC. But when we're at Justin's storage unit, we're just baking in an oven, so it'll be a nice wet oven. But we're gonna press on and get some work done. So I'm working on the Z right now. I just got the water pump put on. So nice bright new water pump on the dirty front of my engine, but I got all new bolts too, except for this little kind of strange bolt that one of the timing cover bolts actually threads into the top of. So other than that, everything's been replaced. Looks nice and pretty, new gasket. So I'm gonna work on getting the thermostat put back in. So update you in a second. One other thing I forgot to mention. So the past couple weeks I've been trying to get the crank sprocket off and tried a number of different methods to try to pull it off, but it's just been 36 years of heat and dirt that have really just made it glued onto the end of the crankshaft. So to prevent any further damage from trying to pry it off or anything, I decided to use a pretty popular method here in the Z31 community to actually drill into the crank sprocket and then tap 2 holes, basically, so you can thread some hardware and use like a steering wheel puller to try to get it off. So finally, after a while and after breaking like 4 drill bits, I finally got some holes drilled here. So you can see all my failed attempts, but right above my white timing mark there on the right hand side and on the left hand side, those are my 2 drilled and tapped holes, M8 by 1.25 hardware. So I got some nice long bolts and just a piece of this metal here that Justin cut for me. So we're going to drill some holes into that and basically make our own makeshift steering wheel puller to be able to pull it off. So we'll get started on that this weekend, actually go into the effort to get it pulled off. But hopefully with this effort I've put in before, it should be a lot easier. So we'll update you that in the weekend. Alright guys, one last update for this evening on Thursday. So the last piece I got on was the thermostat. I got the low temperature thermostat back in. New gasket and everything. I use this great, love it, this Permatex gasket sealer here. Sealant. This stuff is awesome. It really helps keep the gasket in place when you're trying to mount it up. So I got all new bolts and everything for it too, just to really dress it up. And you're gonna get a sneak peek of what the front of the engine's kind of gonna look like once we get it all back together. But maybe able to pick out what that is here. So I'll turn on a light so you can see it. But that's it right there. So might be a better angle, yeah. So this is the thermostat housing. I had that refinished, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in an upcoming video. But yeah, like how it came in, another piece finally got back together. This is way easier once you have all the timing covers off. You get way more room back here to work with. So I was happy about that. But next we're getting on to the crank sprocket, so we'll update you in the weekend. You guys have a good one.